The phrase Sigma Man has recently gained widespread use. Even if they aren't the simplest to read, the works produced in recent years are well worth your time. Sigma men are the reserved kind that don't feel comfortable sharing their deepest, darkest secrets with everyone they encounter. This might make them seem cold and unapproachable, but the truth is that they just don't feel the need to. This contributes to the widespread misunderstanding of them, but even their closest acquaintances can't explain all about them. Sigma guys still have secrets they won't share with you. 1. They don't need to be part of any group. Regularly characterized as an outcast, they are uninterested in joining a club or organization. They don't need anybody else's approval in order to be happy with themselves. This has the potential to be interpreted as an antisocial trait, yet it's more accurately a way of life. If a Sigma guy isn't constantly interacting with others, he may not be getting the most out of life. Indeed, it's not uncommon for them to choose solitary or intimate gatherings. They have a better time and feel more at ease. There are occasions when they are among a huge gathering of people, but they don't actively seek it out. In social situations, they are more restrained and perceptive. 2. They fake excitement for the sake of getting along with you. Sigma guys are required to put on a pleasant face and look as though they are having fun even when they are not. This often occurs when they are in the company of somebody they feel obligated to please, such as their best friend's mother. They'd rather be somewhere else, but they're there because they know it's essential to the other person. If a Sigma guy is dating, he will do the same thing. If you try to talk them into going out to clubs and parties, they could just go along with it. To them, the most important thing is that the other person is pleased. Sigma males, on the other hand, can't always put up a front and seem to have a good time when they don't. Not because they are not inherently sociable beings, but because they would rather be alone than have to pretend to be something else. They will often leave and go someplace else. However, his frequently need to do extra effort to be sociable in order to get along with others. This behavior, however, is reserved for close friends and family. When with certain people, they would avoid them. 3. They can handle being by themselves just well. Males of the Sigma species may function well in isolation. In most cases, they even like it. They may feel good about themselves without the approval of others. This is due to their high levels of self-assurance and independence. They have a firm grasp on who they are not, and are okay with that. They also have no interest in being entertained by others. They find it exhausting to be in a crowd, particularly if forced to engage in superficial conversation or subject themselves to distracting background noise. Just because they don't seek out romantic partnerships doesn't imply Sigma guys are anti-couple. They don't get into relationships out of loneliness or a desire for someone to take care of them, but rather because of the other person. On top of that, they have a tendency to be fiercely self-sufficient. They like going about things at their own pace and in their own style. They resent being told exactly what to do and when. They want to work things out on their own. That's why plenty of guys in Sigma start their own companies or work for themselves. They like to make their own decisions, both professionally and personally. 4. They despise loud, busy locations. All Sigma men are natural loner. They require a lot of alone time to replenish their social batteries, and they despise being in busy, loud areas where they can't concentrate. They'd rather go somewhere peaceful where they can unwind and contemplate without disturbance. Because of this, it's common for them to prefer working alone, preferably in a peaceful environment, such as their own house or an office. Even Sigma guys despise idle chatter. To them, it's futile to inquire as to what you ate for lunch. They'd rather have an in-depth discussion on a topic they care about. They can carry on a conversation about their shared passions for hours. 5. They put on a poker face. Telling them that is wise doesn't make them feel good. Generally speaking, male Sigmas don't like being told they're clever, possible to make them feel uneasy. This is because they are often quite modest and do not like bragging about their brilliance. Instead, they would prefer it if you asked for their assistance with a task or expressed admiration for their dedication to a project. What matters most to them is not whether or not they are intelligent. They have been taught this their whole lives. This is due to the fact that Sigmas don't think of intellect as being fixed. They consider intelligence to be an ever-evolving trait. While others want praises to feel good about themselves, these folks are content regardless of the attention they get. Males of the Sigma species get next to nothing. So, if you want to brighten a Sigma's day, all you have to do is tell them that you appreciate their efforts or think they're doing a fantastic job. This is why. It's an acknowledgement of their efforts as well as their natural talent. 6. They feel things extremely deeply. Males of the Sigma P fraternity, contrary to common opinion, have full range of human emotions. Because they prefer to keep their emotions hidden, they don't express them as much. This isn't because they can't be emotional. Rather, they're simply better at keeping their emotions in check and in check with themselves than they are at showing them to the public. In contrast to alpha guys, who seldom reflect on their emotions, beta males' outward reactions reveal their inner turmoil. This might give the impression to onlookers that the individual is emotionally unstable. Males with the Sigma sex symbol are similarly reclusive. They prefer to keep their innermost thoughts and emotions to themselves, revealing them only to those they are close to. The reason for this is because they are aware that not everyone would share their sentiments. Sigmas may not express their feelings openly, but that doesn't imply they don't have them. They tend to have stronger emotional responses than the average person. A lot of people wouldn't guess it, but they're really very emotional and caring inside. 7. They appreciate competent leadership. Even though Sigma men are naturally gifted leaders, they usually choose to take a back seat. They are comfortable with authority, but prefer that it be exercised by someone else. There seems to be a conflict here, yet in fact it all works quite well. Most alpha men are more enamored with the idea of being in a leadership position than their Sigma male counterparts. Leading Sigmas want to remain in the background and let others grab the spotlight. A group's leader stands out because of the alpha's outgoing personality. Sigma guys want anonymity despite their work being accessible to anyone. Males of the Sigma fraternity are known for their keen observational skills and reluctance to grab the spotlight. They're not unwilling to step up and lead, but they also don't feel the need to do so every single time. They would much rather have someone else in control and watch from the sidelines. They'd prefer someone else take charge today, so they can see the results. 8. They couldn't give a hoot about how your day went. For a male member of Sigma, today is simply like any other day. As far as they're concerned, there's no need to shout it from the rooftops. They genuinely care about you, but they don't see the need in commemorating something that isn't very significant in their lives. Not even someone as close to Sigma as him would remember their birthday without prompting. If so, it's usually because the message came up on their Facebook or another social media site. Sigma men, like most others, don't think much of their own birthdays. Obviously, they would do something a little bit out of the ordinary. They needn't make a huge deal out of it or invite everyone they know. Spending time with his closest pals, whether at home or out, is all he needs. 9. They do not care about your drama. They don't give a hoot about your drama unless you're already one of their close buddies. It's pointless to expend both. Would rather devote their time and energy to issues that matter to them personally. Try as you may, they won't care about your drama and will probably shut you out or ignore you if you drag them into it. Sigma guys tend to avoid becoming entangled in the drama of others. They'd prefer not become involved and concentrate on their own lives. This doesn't make them callous, but they don't see the value in listening to someone who moans and groans all the time. Similarly, Sigma guys have no time for rumors. They lost interest very fast in the discussion you attempted to start with them about something that was none of their concern. Talking about concepts is more interesting to them than talking about actual people. One of the reasons they're such good friends is because they have such different personalities. To them, it's more important that you solve your difficulties than that they hear about them. 10. Once you are in their life, you are there forever. It may take the Sigma guys some time to open up to a newcomer. They tend to put their jobs ahead of their personal life. This left him with little time to make new acquaintances. Possessing high standards, they only want to spend time with a select group of similarly fascinating and bright friends. Although it may take weeks, months, or even years to gain Sigma's trust, once you do, you'll have a buddy for life. When people let you into their inner circle, it's because they value what you have to offer as a teacher. To them, you were unlike anybody else they had ever encountered. That's a tremendous praise. When it comes to the people that matter most to them, Sigma males never lose track. Never doubt that they have your back. Among their many remarkable qualities, this is undoubtedly high on the list. 11. They show more smile with emojis than with their faces. Males of the Sigma species seem to be uninterested in the decorative Cs. Some may interpret this as rudeness or disinterest. Simply said, they don't feel it's necessary to act out their feelings in front of others. It's far more preferable that they remain silent or are pushed in some other manner. Having a neutral expression doesn't indicate boredom or disinterest. They are fine without putting on a show of happiness for other people. It is not how they seem, but how they behave that will reveal how much fun they are having. In contrast, you can never say that about an alpha who is cheerful and funny all the time. The acts of a Sigma guy are more telling than his words, hence he prefers to keep a low profile. Emojis have replaced genuine smiles for many Sigma males. This is due to the fact that they bottle up their feelings. And even if they make you happy, you shouldn't feel compelled to broadcast them to the world.